Dark and cold winter is upon us yet again, and the world appears to be filtered through a spooky filter. These days, even common objects appear scary when looked at closely. However, there is one part of the universe that is unknown and draws everyone's attention: outer space. The uncertainty and mystery are already intriguing and, let's be honest, a little frightening. So we've put together a really special mix for you. Today's video will feature the spookiest images ever captured from space. Check under your bed, turn on the lights, grab that teddy, and let's begin. The Screaming Skull. This horrifying image in space looks to be wailing as it dies a painful burning death. However, rest assured no actual skulls were injured in the creation of this image. It's actually an X-ray image of the cluster of galaxies known as the Perseus Cluster. Any resemblance with the dark mark is purely coincidental. Or is it? The zombie PAC-MAN Nebula. NGC-246 is a menacing-looking nebula in the constellation Cetus, roughly 1,600 light-years from Earth. Although it's known as the Skull Nebula, some astronomers refer to it as the PAC-MAN Nebula, and rightly so, as it appears to be chomping down on space. If we were flying a spaceship anywhere this hungry nebula, we would give it a wide berth. The Eye of Sauron. Sauron's Eye, a giant eye lidless wreath engulfed in flame. The connection between Lord of the Rings Sauron's Eye and this terrible blazing eye recorded by the Hubble telescope has us cringing like Mr. Frodo Baggins. The image depicts the area near the star Fomalhaut, where improved camera's chronograph was used to hide the star's strong glare and reveal a faint planet known as Fomalhaut B. This is what caused the black pupil-like circle in the middle of the image. The eye was described as rimmed with fire, vigilant and intent, and the dark slit of its pupil opened up into a pit, a portal into nothing by Tolkien in the books. Pretty scarily similar, don't you think? The Martian Face. Though no aliens have been discovered on Mars, NASA did locate this frightening human face there. The original face on Mars photograph was taken in grayscale by NASA's Viking 1 orbiter on July 25, 1976. The face is just a strange collection of pebbles, according to NASA, but it doesn't make it any less terrifying. The Space Snake. Snakes are pretty creepy in the first place, but this giant serpent from outer space is sure to give anyone the jeepers from space. At first glance, this Hubble Space Telescope image appears to be a large snake hissing with its tongue protruding. It is in fact a spectacular triplet of galaxies. 3 galaxies interacting with each other and engaging in a 3-way gravitational tug-of-war were captured by Hubble. It depicts the ARP-195 system, which contains some of our universe's strangest and most fascinating galaxies. The Outer Space Monster. When one first sees this image, they see a monster with glowing eyes and faces. As much as the sci-fi fantasy fans among us want to assume that's what it is, it's a photograph of the Einstein ring. Hubble captured this image of a distant galaxy that has been considerably magnified and warped. According to NASA, the distortion is generated by gravitationally bent space, and the galaxy is 9.4 billion light-years away from us. Well, even if this is the real deal, there is no way it's gonna be able to make its way to Earth, is there? Dragons in Battle. We're convinced that these are 2 dragons or lions, or even lion-dragon hybrids, fighting fire with fire in space in a devastating battle. Our imagination, however, could not be further from the truth. The graphic depicts a stellar nursery or star-forming areas. The photograph, which is from the constellation Gemini, focuses on the creation of a big star. The development of stars occurs in a dusty atmosphere, and the light of the stars is blocked from reaching us by this cloud of dust. The image is illuminated by the star's light passing through openings in the dusty cloud and reaching Hubble's vision. As scary as it may appear, when fully considered, it's an awe-inspiring vision. The Fireball. This image appears to be of a titan spitting a fireball from his lips, which would fit in nicely with our scary theme. It is, however, a bipolar planetary nebula that Hubble discovered in the constellation Scutum. A star is at the center, and it's emitting material in massive quantities from its outer layers, causing the cloud of gas and dust to create the fearsome nebula. Nebula of Ghosts. The ghostly image, also known as the Ghost of Cassiopeia, may appear to be something out of a campy movie, but the IC63 nebula looks like this due of the nearby blue giant star Gamma Cassiopeiae. The red glow is caused by the blue giant bombarding IC63 with UV energy, and the blue color is caused by light refracting off the particles in the nebula. Gamma Cassiopeiae is extremely impressive even without the scary show. It burns with a heat of 34,000 suns. When Hubble caught this image in August of 2016, everyone's breath was taken away by this magnificent shot of the ghostly figure with the long flowing veil. Creation's Pillars. The next entry on our list doesn't feature ghosts or scary faces or fighting monsters. They are scary because they are so big and daunting. Nothing like an unimaginably large structure out there in the dark to make you feel small and insignificant. No one can accuse the Pillars of Creation of not living up to their grand title. These massive towering columns of cold hydrogen gas and dust are nurseries for new stars. The Eagle Nebula, a star-forming area in the constellation Serpens, is home to these gigantic and daunting shapes emerging into the darkness. It's approximately 6,500 light-years away. The tallest pillar is 4 light-years tall from base to tip. You heard us right. We have to measure them in light years because they're so massive. For reference, our solar system is just 1.87 light years across. The Pillars of Creation spring from the dark molecular cloud swirl like stalagmites. Ultraviolet radiation is steadily eroding the pillars, revealing even denser globules of gas buried within them. Some smartass thought it was a good idea to call them evaporating gaseous globules or eggs. Ghost Head Nebula. Out there in the vast darkness of space, spooky swirling green and red clouds reveal 2 menacing glowing eyes. The Ghost Head Nebula is part of the Large Magellanic Cloud, and the 2 piercing eyeballs, quite unimaginatively dubbed A1 and A2, are searing white-hot masses of hydrogen and oxygen. According to the Hubble team, massive stars are contained within these heated blobs. A1 contains just a single star, and A2 contains several. The Ghost Head Nebula is 1,700 light-years away from Earth. The Telltale Heart. This image of Telltale Heart is quite disturbing. The discovering team, which also happened to have excellent taste in literature, names it after an Edgar Allan Poe story. Comparisons don't end there. The eerie glowing green clouds remind one of a witch's cauldron. An image of the Crab Nebula shows a dead star in the center. While the star may be dead, a dead star is not the same as a dead person. In the middle is the star's telltale heart, known as a neutron star. It's the dead star's crushed core, which, although having the same mass as the Sun, is crammed into a super dense sphere 100 billion times stronger than steel and only a few miles across. This heart spins 30 times per second and generates a magnetic field that zaps 1 trillion volts of energy. Wave-like patterns can be observed emanating from the dead star to the top right of the heart as a result of this massive activity. The Haunted Castles. The IRAS 05437+2502 nebula in the Taurus constellation is a fascinating and frightening image we have very little information about. It's close to our Milky Way galaxy's middle plane, although it hasn't been investigated in depth. Unlike most of Hubble's other images, this picture depicts colossal castle-like ghostly castles rising from the darkness. The brilliant arc-shaped object that is the focal point at the center of the photograph is a mystery to experts. But experts guess that a high-velocity young star from a neighboring cluster is predicted to be traveling at 124,000 miles per hour, interacting with the nebulous dust may have caused these shapes. Ghostly Hand of God. This glowing green zombie-like hand reaches out to capture a bright red cloud of light from the depths of space. Is this a huge space zombie looking to grab? This nebula is known as the Hand of God by NASA. It's a pulsar wind nebula which is formed by the dense relic of a star that burst in a supernova explosion. Death's Archangel. The huge black wings and the golden cane with a somewhat elongated face can be none other than the Angel of Death, right? That's the only way it can be. However, it appears that we are well off the mark. Again, this image was taken by Hubble right here in the Milky Way, and it shows a place where new stars are being born. The Herbig-Haro object, which is about 1,350 light-years away, was discovered in 2015 and is linked to newborn stars. This morbid entry brings today's video to an end. We hope you liked it. What are your opinions on these scary images from space? Which one was the scariest of the lot? Do let us know in the comments. We will see you in another video with more fascinating facts from space. Till then, take care!